future of the interventional oncology specialty lies in a robust research scientific program. Research will define the paths that will lead to better delivery of interventional oncology care.
For patients to benefit from research in interventional oncology, they have to have obviously access to research trials, and to have access to research trials, you have to have competent sites and competent investigators. People coming into our field to practice, but they really don't have any formal research training experience. So what can we do as a society to address that deficit?
So innovation is at the core of interventional oncology. All of these therapies, some of which we take for granted now, that are just routinely being used in clinical practice, really were innovation that was developed by leaders in our field 20 years ago, and people who have sort of taken that idea from initial concept through testing, clinical validation into practice. Sort of an extension of that spirit, right? We are identifying an issue, we are trying to find a solution to this particular problem to enable all of these other technologies to really be advanced through clinical practice.
I think industry has a really hard time finding investigators that are capable of running good clinical trials at a really high standard. And I think, it's who you know, and this sort of levels the playing field.
And compared to some of the other cancer specialties, we don't have as robust a clinical trial network to be able to conduct clinical trials effectively. The collaborative network that we are building here through the SIO is meant to form a foundation to allow the community to really effectively conduct many of those trials.
This is a multi-layered effort by SIO that we're very excited about. And the start is this clinical trial collaborative, in which that has two major prongs. One of which is creating a searchable database or registry of clinical trial sites. And the idea is that we will then have a database of sites that anyone wanting to do a trial, whether it's an industry-sponsored trial or whether it's an investigator-sponsored trial, if you're looking for people to work with, you could search this registry and find sites that check all the boxes for all the things you need for your study.
I think any site can do it. We have some really fabulous private practice physicians that have done really high-quality research. So private practice, academic centers, I think anybody that has the fire in their belly to do research and has the infrastructure and support could enroll in a directory like this.
By doing this, we increase tremendously the likelihood that the studies that we are conducting will provide the data that we need to justify our treatment modalities.
Part of the clinical trial collaborative endeavor is a training program, which is about 12 online modules, self-taught, that cover all the basics of what you need to know to be the PI of any study.
Early trainees have very little exposure in their residency to clinical trials, and I think this is a fantastic way for them to get introduced into what it takes to do a clinical trial.
I believe that this will greatly increase our chances of standardizing care in interventional oncology across different institutions, helping us overcome what has been one of the greatest challenges for interventional oncology research.
Having a clinical trial collaborative like this allows patients to get enrolled in trials, allows interventional oncologists to sit at the table when clinical trials are being written. And I think those are things where we should be focusing our time, and that's why I'm really excited that that's where I am spending my time and that this is coming out of SIO.
This is a very original and innovative approach. We currently do not have in any space an initiative like this.
Not only are you going to get your clinical trial filled with patients, but high-quality patients with high-quality data, not missing a lot of data points. And at the end of the day, we're going to move the field forward.
That's the vision for the Clinical Trial Collaborative. That's why I think it's going to be extremely valuable for the IO community.
Even people who don't want to participate as investigators, if they see that we are creating a research core they will understand that this is something that's going to grow our field and support our field, and that supports everybody, right? If we create more evidence and get more interventional oncology procedures as part of the standard armamentarium, and that gets reimbursed by payers, then everyone benefits.
The Society of Interventional Oncology is a professional society that is meant to bring together all of the people who are practicing interventional oncology in our larger community. If we want to be the fourth pillar of cancer care, we need to have the same level of infrastructure, training in our community, commitment to clinical trial completion that any of those other specialties have. And this is the beginning of that.